Hey everybody, this is a follow-up to this video here. Linux DoD 1.3 with bots, there's Sturmbots. I'll just get to the place we want to get to. Okay, at the end of the video, I'll just bring that up. As I was going up the beach with about 30 bots on, we had instances of 30 to 40 as I was going up the beach, and really I was hoping for 60 frames per second, no less. But as I reduced, like in the video, the machine I had is not the greatest gaming rig, but we got between 30 and 40 frames per second in this area. Reducing the bots down to 12 was fine. It stayed at 60, that's good. But a little test, we'll just minimize it. We're going to do a little test. So, okay, I got a higher spec PC and I shoved a disk in it, and we're going to see what difference it makes between the two system specs. So we're going to use the same operating system and the same monitor, and we're going to use OBS to record the same quality. So all the settings are the same. We're doing apples for apples here. Here's the older system in the first video. Both are AM4 systems. The CPU, there's a difference, and motherboard is obviously newer. Double the RAM, 32 gig versus 16. That's pretty good RAM. It's no slouch, this system, and then the card's faster again. So there's the difference in between the two. And the preliminary test I did, it's 100 frames plus. 100 frames per second. It just sits there stable. It rarely comes off it. So I just wanted to show you the difference, and I'll just leave that there so you can screenshot it if you want to see what the difference is, and how much that playing Linux with Proton and then put a bot program on and then run 30 bots and then record a video on top of all that. It's a lot better when I don't record the video. That's just another layer. 10 frames per second or something like that. But yeah, this is the results on the beach. We're getting 30 to 40 frames per second. And inland it was much better. And then when we knocked it down to 12 bots, it was very acceptable. Even these are occasional. These ones were occasional hits. Once you got inland, you were fine on that map. So we'll see what happens when we put the same setup, same software that's in that download package on a better machine. We'll get into day of defeat. So it'll take a while for the bots to load up. Okay, and as per last time, starting up that particular map, because it's got bazookas on the ground, can't be your first map when you first turn on your PC, and that's usually enough. At least get into another map, disconnect it. Now we can go to that map, DoD overlord 2B1. Untick that. Right. Now we've got bazookas on the ground there. Good. We'll turn apples for apples. We had everything on highest, which I've done, and we're just going to turn off the ambient sounds. This is how we had the other one set up, and we're on the beach. You just have to wait for the bots to load. They'll take a while. While they're doing that, I'll get rid of these barriers. And by the way, these barriers, if the bazookas are there, the bots will. They will bust them up. One more. And as I said in the last video, the bots will take a little while on the first map, and they get faster later on. Just wait for them. We've got nothing at the moment. Have a little breather and wait for them to come in.
Go, go, go!
As you can see, walking around, I've got this capped at 100, and well, we haven't got any strain really of explosions and other bots, but so far in testing, it very rarely comes off that 100 on this machine. It just sits there nice and solid. And a little reminder where I got. I better give him a prod. Here we go. Little reminder of, settings. If you haven't watched the other video, do go and watch it. And, right at the end, I do this little test. This is where you can set frames per second. Put on your net graph types. Got that one set. Get in here, unlock this, and then you can go set whole numbers down in your frames per second. I've set this one. Right, off they go. They're coming in. Only got 10 players at the moment. It's building up. Go take some objectives. Build around until we're ready.
I need backup! Taking fire! Right flank! Taking fire! Area clear!
Come on, bot. They're coming. It'll be a while until they're all in.
Enemy ahead! Move up to 30
And I'll keep going down on the beach. And I think the safest place is over here. Down on the edge. I don't think too many explosions come down this way, but as you can see, I'm down on the beach, and around this area we're getting 30 in the lower spec machine. And you can see I'm, up in here it was all 30 and jumping around and not doing it on this machine. Just goes to show that yes, there's extra layer in Linux with Proton on, and then the bot system recording a video, and that other spec machine. This is very smooth compared to the lower spec machine, and the lower spec machine was fine. I like playing with it, but you did see a little bit of lag. But even at very occasional 30 to 40, got my keys around the wrong way. Just excuse me for a minute. Sure, I got my keys around the wrong way. No, that's right. Just not pressing in the right place. Right. Up the beach again. 98, 99. Explosions going off. We're just getting blown up here. As you can see, what are we on now? We're all in, running around the beach. Not a problem. Wait for some explosions. It's fine. Right, just finish this up with a bit of gameplay. I fooled around fooled around with the other project. I think it's inland. It's great. Where's this guy gone? Where are you going? Goodness me. Have your gun.
Point captured.
Yeah, can't fault it. On this high spec machine, it runs really well. Alright, see if we can get a capture of something. That was lucky. Alright. Down to the beach again. Jesus. They're everywhere. Right, I think that's enough. Oh, oop. Phew. Okay. I think that's enough for a test. So just to refresh, bring this again. There isn't a great difference. You know, if you're buying these new, in Australia, I think this was about 70 bucks more for 32 gig. The Ryzen 7, I think that was about $250, and so was the motherboard. But this, I think, in Australia is sitting around $500, somewhere in that mark. I hope it'll drop down. If you had to buy all that new, it just goes to show just that little bit more. This one I regard as a medium gamers rig. They're people that, you know, Ryzen 9s and 32 gig of RAM, and by the way, you know, the NVMe drives are, you know, better than SSDs, and just goes to show that without recording a video, even this pretty low spec machine, it was lock it at 60 and play almost every map with, you know, 20 to 24 bots, and you'll always be above 60 frames per second, and it runs smooth. It's fine. Alright, that's all I wanted to do on this one. It was just a follow-up for the other video. Sound off. And I might put another little follow-up in. I'll give you a taste. I've mucked around with, let's get rid of that. Do another video. I think I won't crowd it out with this one. But Day of Defeat source, I've filled around with the custom HUD, and I've put up the download again. That's the background for 16:9 screens. I've mucked around with the font files. They're like this down in here. Let's just go into Colmar, will be fine. We're just showing you the HUD. There's no bots in here because of the way I started it up. I didn't use my special desktop shortcut, but I will in a minute. You can see up there, I actually redid the files that in your official game. I fixed them up for Day of Defeat. They weren't in Linux and Mac. They weren't showing this image because they had capitals in their HTML file. And unfortunately I missed 2 letters in there and it didn't show the image. It showed the rest, but it didn't show these images. I've put that fix in there for in this custom HUD. This is my version 11, and I've also, if you go up to options, and this little image here is always missing, and I put that fix in there too. Now it works. Right. Yeah, so you go through your welcome screen, you pick a team, and as you can see, this menu, you can do a lot in here. Also, custom crosshairs, netcode you can set, some source mod. See that? Time left. Net graph, you can change your net graph. It's okay. Let's have a look at just some quick changes. So, notice on the ground there, the chat.
The attack started, men.
Yeah,
defend the area.
It's okay there, but you get somewhere like the Anzio Beach or this very white. Yeah, with something very white. Fade it out. Yeah, it looks a bit ugly because it's got outline on it. It's not drop shadow, it's outline. But you know, for the majority of the maps, that's why I wanted to show you this one, Colt, and this one. For the majority of the maps, majority of the areas, that sort of outline font, which has got black all the way around it, makes it a bit ugly sometimes, unless you're on something darker. I've decided that's the best font for trying to fix up Linux fonts. I've screwed around with the kills and deaths area. Let's see if it comes up here, and if it doesn't. So why I'm telling you this is anyone that downloaded the first package in the description of that video, I have filled with it since. You can download it again. Not a lot of people run a custom HUD. I like it, especially if I'm fooling around with something. Let's see what comes up here. So yeah, see that? See the ASUS gun? You can't really see it that well. It's a compromise. It's a compromise because I put on the ones that pertain to you are white. The reason for that is that you don't have to keep sure firing into a whole bunch of enemy players. You don't have to keep looking to see if you've shot someone. So we might get the bots on. Hang on a minute. Do a little run through Anzio. With this, you really should start up with this desktop icon, which has got the insecure command in it. Create server, what are we doing? Might as well go Rails. Nice hard map. And as you can see, that doesn't have those special images. That's not an official map. It's a special special format you got to put in your custom map if you want that to show up nice and pretty like the official maps. Should start getting some bots in.
We're under attack, men. Defend our positions.
30. And they're not starting. What's going on? Alright. We will look at that later. Let me go find a normal flag. Single flag cap. Just show you that little.
Area secure.
See, that's the compromise. Destroyed house. Text in there. Others, when they have a dark, sorry, a light black background, and yours come up white. So when you're looking forward and this way, you'll see it in the corner of your right eye. You'll see a white flash, and that means that something pertaining to you, like a kill, has happened, and you don't have to keep looking away to see what you've shot, you know, who you shot. You know, that little flash of white will come up, and all the others are dark and you don't really notice them, but you will see it in your peripheral vision, and you don't have to look up there, you just keep shooting. Alright, that's all I have for you. Get out of this. Alright, I'll keep working on stuff. See ya.